Beckoned by a mysterious visitor, the heroes embark on a mission into the very heart of the Dragon High Lord's realm. The ominous city of Sanction, crouched in a narrow valley between the mighty volcanoes known as the Lords of Doom, holds the secret to the Good Dragon Zone. Unimaginable terrors await the party as they search the city, seeking a key to the fiery lair of the Dragon High Lord and his evil minions. Can the heroes solve the mystery of the Dragon Zone? Will they penetrate the deception of the Dark Queen in time to bring salvation to Kryn? Or will their valiant efforts be in vain? Welcome to the world of Kryn and the legendary DragonLance.
Curious.
And with that, we are live with a disappointing outcome to Kemchan's microphone situation. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and others, to Atomic Peanut Butter Presents DragonLance: Dragons of Deceit, Part 1. I know it still says Dragons of War, and we're still showing that on my overlay here because I forgot to update that. I've been very busy and I've been traveling a lot, so what can I tell you? I can tell you this. I'm Adam. I'm your dungeon master for tonight's festivities. And you know what? We're running a little late, so let's get on with it and introduce the rest of the group as soon as I tell you. And you can see it if you're watching, where you can find us. You can find us on Twitch/Atomic Peanut Butter Group, YouTube/Atomic Peanut Butter Group, Facebook/Wicked Studios 11, which is Will's Facebook page.
Yes.
Excuse me. You can listen to us on podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts, by searching for Dragonlance Chronicles. Also, by the way, on Fridays that we're not playing this and we're not playing nothing, if I can use that double negative, you can catch Gaz running us through Eberron, Moorgrave Mythos. You're waving, but nobody can see you because we're still on my screen, Gaz.
Yeah, it's okay. It's just for me.
He's just waving to himself in the mirror.
Pretty much, yeah.
And you can also listen to that podcast by searching for Eberron, Moorgrave Mythos, an Atomic Peanut Butter Podcast. Or some of those words together will get you there, I imagine. Now, let's introduce the rest of the group. Let's start with Gaz, because he's ready tonight. He's ready to wave. He's ready to just be in front of the audience who loves him. Who are you? What are you doing here?
Not sure about that. Hi, I'm Gaz. And I am playing Athea Greenmist, famed Palanthan bard. Is it Palanthan? Is that how
Palanthan? I would say Palanthan, yeah.
Yeah, famed
Palanthinian would be the others, which is kind of fun to say.
I think I kind of
fun.
prefer
I would go
Palanthinian.
with Yeah, that sounds more fun as I say it.
Yeah. She's a bard, who's always done up. Like she's never seen without her amazing makeup and flower crown. And she just joined the group at the end of the last session, saying that she really wanted to be part of this, world-shaking ensemble.
Yeah, they've become something of legend in some cases, or at least very famous, or infamous, I guess, if you're part of the dragon armies.
Although they have lost all of their original members except for Flint.
And yes, well, and Garel, but we don't know about that. As far as this group is concerned, they're all lost except for Flint.
Castlehoff.
Well, Tasselhoff wasn't an original member in this group. Tasselhoff is an original Dragonlance member, of course. But he is back. We lost him for a while, but then I thought it would be funny to bring him back. And let's move on to Kemchan just to see if we can hear him.
Hi.
Hi. Sort of.
Yeah, all right, good. Good. Sort of? That's not good.
It's better than,
all right,
better than it was.
Here playing Jadek. All right.
Good.
Still here playing Jadek. Our pirate guy person.
I kind of wish we couldn't hear him now.
Just took all the wind out of my sail. Just took all the wind out.
All right, moving on. Good enough. Michael.
Hey, I'm Michael. We'll be playing Saren Fogsong, who is a wizard extraordinaire. It was many exciting exploits. Keeper of the Dragon Orb, just being one of his many things that he is now well known for. In addition, of course, he is a diplomat for the Sylvan SDLs. Lady Marathanos herself signed his spell book, as you might all remember. It's a very exciting event. And and of course he's joined by the blue guy who his name is Rainsinger. We've recently discovered the blue guy does have a name, so maybe we'll learn more about him. Who knows?
We came close, but like I said, I was trying to end that other session, so I skipped it. But we'll get to it. There are certain triggers that I have come up with within the game to go through Saren's backstory. And we actually did hit one last session. Oh, no, the session before that, actually. But I chose to carry on with the game. Because I was tired of playing Dragons of War, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought it was a great battle. I had fun with the battle, but I got tired of playing. Up until the last two sessions, I was getting kind of tired of playing that one. Anyway, let's move on to our final contestant. And what was what was that game show with where people, the dating game? That's
who am I trying to? Oh, they're trying to date me.
Yeah, they're trying to date you.
Oh,
Will dot player.
Pew, pew, pew. Hello, everybody.
Oh, that was
out there.
That was fun, yes, but I loved it.
In TV land, this is Will the Player, otherwise known as just Will. I'm playing. I'm playing Smeen Bruga, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. He's a barbarian smuggler dude. He's from the Nordmar folk who are like fighting dragons, killing them, and taking on the dragon armies when nobody else will. Little known fact about Shmeen, aside the fact that he's a contemporary of Jadek's. Yeah. He's a worshiper of Chisliv.
Really?
Yes.
He worships Chislik, like deep fat fried sirloin?
You got that right.
No, something else entirely. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds awful. As somebody who does not eat meat, that sounds like one of the worst things you can do to anything.
Actually pretty tasty. It's a local thing.
I'm sure it is.
And actually, it's supposed to be venison, but usually it's sirloin if you buy it in the restaurant.
Now, here's the thing. I come from the home of the Rocky Mountain oyster, so who am I to judge?
Yeah.
There you go. So anyway, he's a worshiper of Chisliv. He's a kind of earthy dude. You can tell by the heavy smell of patchouli that follows him around.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, man.
All right. All right. Well, antecedently on Dragonlance, the War of the Lance has begun. The various races of Kryn have banded together to fight the dragon armies, thanks to the work of the impassioned speeches of Minotaur Captain Jadek on Entergrath, not that kind of rogue Kurlathon, red-robed Sylvanisty wizard Saren Fogsong, and his magical sort of imaginary friend, the blue guy, a.k.a.
Rainsinger.
I was going to call him Song something, but close enough. Knight of Solamnia and Lord of the Crown, Sir Alphatian Malkorite, R.I.P. Old Hill Dwarf, Flint Fireforge, and Silverarm Blacksmith Theros Ironfeld, along with guest star Dwarf of Destiny Armin Karas. The companions then travel to the city of Palanthas, where the Senate has entered into agreement with the dragon armies, or I should say had, much like the leaders of Tarsus did, that ended in death and destruction of their entire city. There, Sir Alphatian Malkorite was murdered by Green Dragon Cyan Bloodbane, while in the guise of leprechaun Rory O'Rourke.
Otherwise known as Adam.
Yeah, that was me just murdering your character because the folks wanted that, and they cheered me a lot of bits to kill your character.
And there it is. We have proof, and it's on. It's recorded.
If we were whatever they want.
If we were playing a regular home game, I probably wouldn't have just murdered an unconscious character when there were other characters in play, for no good reason, because he didn't know you.
Now, come on. It was my character. Yeah, you would have.
It's possible I would have.
How many characters? I got to run something because I got to kill some of your characters. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Continue
no, that's
on.
okay. Yeah, because I am now one above. I think you've only killed 2 of my characters, and I've killed 3 of yours now.
I think that's right.
So yeah, you got to run something and kill me.
There you go.
Michael's making up for it.
No, I've killed 3. I've killed 3 of your characters.
3?
I think I've swallowed 3 of his characters.
Oh yeah, I forgot about.
Previous Silver Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Anyway, those are good. By the way, you guys can go back to Atomic Peanut Butter Group on YouTube and watch those episodes on Greyhawk Adventures. There's a playlist for them. Or Return to the Bandit Kingdoms. That was our first one. Sidorin says Cyan Bloodbane is my hero. Cyan Bloodbane is the coolest of all of the dragons in Dragonlance. The group then encountered one of Jadek's smuggling rivals, a ship captain from Nordmar named Smeen Bruga, who was also on a quest to unite the people of Ansalon against the dragon army, so he joined the group. Derek Crownguard arrived a few days later and decided to take a small force of knights and ride against the Blue Talon of the dragon armies as they camped, leaving only 50 very green knights and a handful of archers to help the companions defend the tower. Derek and the knights were slaughtered to a man, and the army turned its sights toward the woefully defended tower. Fogsong, guarded by Sir Tasselhoff Burfoot, used the Dragon Arb to call the dragons toward the tower in an effort to use the tower's defenses to kill at least 5 of the 6 dragons. It also called the Draconian forces, who surrounded the tower, only to be engaged by the small band of knights left to guard the entryways. The dragons were slaughtered by Smeen, Jadek, Flint, and a handful of knights as they were drawn into the kill chambers by the orb. The orb's effects were far-reaching, however, and caused the Draconians, with their dragon bloodlines, to go nuts! Some fled, some fought each other, and some still fought off the effects and continued to attack the knights. During the battle, Kurlathlon guarded the tower with his bow from high upon the battlements. The 6th dragon and its rider approached. Kurlathlon was shocked to find the Blue Dragon High Lord to be none other than his childhood friend and one-night stand, Kitiara Uthmatar. Kit offered for him to join her, but Curly refused. Kit and her Dragon Sky attacked. All the while, Curly... I feel like... Oh, okay. I thought I didn't save this, but I did. All the while, Curly tried to understand what had turned his one-time friend into his enemy. Kit, the superior swordswoman, proved to be too difficult as an enemy as Curly tried to reason with her, and he dodged her sword strikes and shot arrow after at Sky, the dragon. Finally, Curly was struck down by Kit and fell down lifelessly onto the snow-covered battlement as the battle between Knight and Draconian raged down below. Finally, the companions and the remaining knights of Solamnia finished off the Draconians, and the blue ring of the dragon army was forced to retreat, although not before Kitiara and her Blue Dragon Sky took the unconscious Kurlathlon and fled. After a while, 4 Blue Dragon emissaries brought back the bodies of Sirs Derek Crownguard, Michael Joffrey, and Alfred Menkennen. Fogsong took the opportunity to capture the emissaries and wound up convincing 3 of them to join the side of good, and allowing the others to leave to share with his battalion the might of the magic that Fogsong wields. He also discovered that the leader of the dragon armies is someone named Lord Ariakis. During the lull in the fighting, a messenger sent word to Palanthas of the victory. A few days later, the couple hundred remaining Knights of Solamnia, members of the Palanthas army, family members of the fallen knights, and the famous and flamboyant bard Athea Greenmist, immediately recognizable with her signature crown of twigs and flowers and vivid makeup suggesting the colors of winter turning to spring. She sang the funeral song of the knights to the bodies of Sirs Crownguard, Malkaride, and Menken, and Joffrey, who were laid out in the High Clevis Tower in the northern courtyard, as well as to those still littering the battlefield. Meanwhile, somewhere deep in the dungeons of the dragon army, Kurlithlan awoke in a cold, tiny cell. Across from him, in a similar cell, was the sister of the Speaker of the Suns, Laurana Kanan. But before we get back to that, our tale begins at the popular Palanthas Tavern Song of Life, which during the day doubled as a bard academy. I'm going to switch songs here. It is evening, about a month before the companions arrived in Palanthas. Athea sings a sad, romantic song, expertly accompanying herself on the lute, as tavern-goers sit in rapt silence, many with their eyes glistening with tears. And I put the wrong song on. Now we got the right song. The rest of her band sit in stilled silence, just as moved as the audience, even though they have heard her sing this tune dozens of times. Tonight, it seems even more moving, more personal. As the song ends, and the applause fills the smoky tavern air, Athea bows slightly and retreats to her small table off in the corner, roped off to keep the fans away as she relaxes between sets. A tall, handsome man with long brown hair, a trimmed beard, and wearing expensive and fashionable red silk shirt and soft, dark brown leather pants. His boots stand out against the high fashion of his outfit as being military issued. You, Athea, immediately recognize him as the man you had once called friend, and some nights perhaps more than that, although it was never serious, at least not for you. Garrett Covington, son of Lady Almira Covington, formerly of the Palanthas Senate, walks toward you and is immediately intercepted by your bodyguard, a monster of a man with dark-skinned and shaved head that only goes by the name Stone. As Covington stops, Stone looks at you, unsure if he should let him pass.
And I just give a little nod to Stone, and then I look at Garrett.
He walks past Stone uncomfortably, as Stone, is a very large presence, literally and figuratively. Can we talk in private? He says to you, but glancing at Stone.
Stone is not going to say anything or really hear anything, because that's why he gets paid well. Do you want to sit?
Thank you. He sits. He waves over to the tavern girl for a glass, as there's already a carafe of wine. Is it white or red, or a rosé? What do you think?
It is a red.
Now, did you spring for the elven wine, or is this human made?
Oh, she's always drinking top shelf.
Yeah. So the waitress brings him over a glass, and he helps himself to a glass of wine. Takes a sip and nods. You expected him to at least sniff it first, and he did not do that. It was very uncouth, and you know better because of his noble lineage that he should probably be a little bit more well-versed in this. But he's never been one for putting on airs, I guess.
You know, Garrett, the tradition of sniffing wine, it actually came from checking to see if there might be a poison or something in it before drinking. So it was actually a really good thing. And you know, it turned into a thing about politeness, but I feel like its original source is just really interesting. I thought of that for no reason.
He sort of smirks, sips another glass again without sniffing it, and says, "You know me. I always like to take chances."
Fair enough. It's been a long time, Garrett. What's up?
There's word that your sister has gone missing. Is it true?
I don't really want to talk about that here.
Well, I may have, not necessarily information, but a lead that you may want to talk to, however. If not here, where?
You know where.
All right.
And you know the time.
Okay.
Tomorrow? Will that work?
Of course.
All right.
He takes way too quick and big of a sip of this really expensive, delicious wine, by the way. It's almost offensive, the way that he drinks this. And puts the glass down, wipes his mouth with his hand, and bows to you in a way that's both charming and off-putting and condescending all at the same time. He says, "I'll see you there."
Always a pleasure, Garrett.
So, cut to the meeting place. Where is the meeting place, Gary, and what does it look like?
So the meeting place is actually the back room of a temple. It's a temple of I'm not going to try to come up to bullshit the god that it's a temple of right now.
What kind of god is it? And we can fill you in.
Yeah, this would be say a.
Now this would be one of the. Actually, I can tell you what it is. It's a temple to one of the heretic gods, the new gods.
Right. Yes, it would be definitely that. Not one of the true gods.
Right.
But this is like one of the not lesser known, but just lesser appreciated, I guess, of the heretic gods. Mm-hmm. So it just never really used that much. And we found this room a convenient place to meet from time to time.
All right. So you're there waiting.
Yeah. And I have set up I've set up a little defense mechanism, maybe we'll call it, where, and I'm just trying to think exactly what I would have set up, but
it's almost like you just created this character and picked the spells earlier today, I guess. Is that?
Yeah, which is why I have no idea what I'm doing, because I haven't had enough time to actually come up with an idea. Never mind. You know what? I'm there. I know this place very well, though. So if something comes to me, I'll let you know.
Okay, fair enough. He makes you wait longer than he normally would have. Normally, he would be there and waiting for you. That being said, out on the stone walkway leading up to the door in the back, you do hear the boots softly approaching. There's a little light knock, and the door opens, and it is Garrett.
All right. Come in here, close the door, and tell me what this is about. How did you hear about this?
I was out and about. I promised not to say where. However, it was in Solamnia. Not too far from here, a few days' journey. I met a very interesting woman at a bar one night. Not much to say about her, although she was very beautiful. Long, dark, thick black hair. And I overheard her talking to somebody. Small man, dressed in gray robes. Didn't seem like a wizard or any of that kind, at least none that I've seen before. I've seen black, white, and red robes. Not too many gray. And I heard the name of your sister. What is that name of your sister, Gary?
Amatra?
Amatra. You gotta write that down because I'm not gonna remember.
Nope.
If only this were being filmed and recorded.
Yeah.
Known
Exactly.
as
I don't need to write it
Madi to her friends.
Yeah. So, of course, I introduced myself. We had a few drinks, and eventually I did inquire about that name. She asked how I knew about it, and I said, well, I've been around Palanthas for some time, and that she was a friend. This woman, her name is Iolanth. It seems
And what
to
does
me
she know about my sister?
she seems to know where she is.
Explain seems to.
Well,
Does she know something or does she not? And
I
how
mean,
do
it's-
you know that?
well, we got to talking after some drinks. And she mentioned the story, and I mentioned perhaps that I knew you, and
Did you mention my name?
well, again, I had a few drinks in me, Athea. You
Oh,
know how it
Garrett.
goes.
I do know how it goes with you.
Yes.
Just spit it out.
Yes. And I told her that you would be very interested in this knowledge.
What was her response?
Well, she seemed game to tell you. However, and I don't know the details, keep that in mind. She said there would be a cost.
Of course there is. When you're being blackmailed, there's usually a cost.
Well, that's really a very dirty word, but in this case, I
what's your
suppose
cut,
it
Garrett?
fits. Quite a bit. Quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. You know, I should just gut you right here.
You should. You could. I'm not armed. That being said, I'm also no pushover, as you know. But I don't want to fight you, Athea. We've always been friends. Thank you, Chris Andrew, for subscribing. Sometimes you just have to shout DragonLance for no reason. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Yay!
Are you willing to meet her?
Yes.
Then follow me. He walks out of the temple, turns and waits, looks at you to see if you're coming.
And I look around the room a little bit and think of better times. And then I follow him out.
He pulls out 2 cloaks from a bag that he had left out on the stoop outside of the door. Put this on. You're very recognizable. And he puts on one himself. Although, while he thinks that he's much more of a player in Palanthas and well known than he actually is, you do know that in certainly the inner quarters, he is known. He's kind of like the Paris Hilton of Palanthas, right? Like his parents were, very well off, and his mother in particular has had a very strong political life, and he is just sort of lives off of their fame and is kind of, semi-famous. He gets into like all the parties in the Hamptons, right? That he shouldn't be invited to otherwise if he didn't have money and look good. He would not be there. He doesn't have a ton to offer, although he was always, pretty talented with a sword. However, while many of people in his station would have joined the military, become a knight of Palanthas, he never had that in him. He was never good at following the rules. And yeah, Chris Andrews says, so he had a salacious home video made as well. If they had video during this time, then yes, he absolutely would have.
It was captured on a crystal ball.
Called Minor Illusion.
Have to go see a... yeah.
There was a sketch artist.
There were mimes.
So he leads you... through the back alleys of Palanthas, and now you've gone through these alleys before, particularly when you want to be left alone, and Stone would lead you through here to bring you back to your apartment, and but you go past the normal areas into an area that nobody really goes. You're heading toward an area called the Shoykin Grove. And even as you're probably still, a mile and a half away from it, you get a very uneasy... Sidran says, what is a Knight of Palanthas? Read the fucking module, Sidran. I feel like I have to explain everything to you. It's really an army. They're not really Knights of Palanthas. They're an army, but I'm calling them Knights because it's my fucking game, man. What can I tell you?
I think what he's saying is he wants your ambiance.
Yeah. The Knights of Palanthas for me are the royalty within the Palanthas army. And they're usually senators, sons, as well as nobles. It's more of a title than it is an actual job. Don't give me
I
a
did
break,
try
Sidran.
Googling it and it didn't come up with nothing.
Yeah, because it's the army of Palanthas, and I'm making them into knight. I just said I'm making this part up.
Yeah, but so we want to know.
Oh, fuck you. I'm muting all of you. So, there are 2 full moons out tonight. The silver and the red. And as he walks in front of you, it looks like he's almost bathed in this sort of blood red light, but with this silvery outline. And that's not what's giving you this uneasy feeling. It is coming from the grove itself. And the grove is really, it's just this long street filled with what looked like, just this normal grove of trees. But it gets to the point where both of you stop. And you feel like even if you wanted to, you couldn't make yourself grow any further than you are right now. At the end,
we couldn't grow any further.
What?
Really? We couldn't grow any further than that.
Go any further. I'm reading chat. Chris Andrew says Solinari and Lunatari. I got you. I knew which one they were. I just didn't say them. New Atari is my favorite because it sounds like a new Atari, but you can't say that.
Thea is actually going to do a little bit of counter charm.
You're gonna do what?
She's gonna she pulls out her harp that she keeps on her back, little mini harp.
Yeah,
and she's doing a little bit of just some smooth notes, and she's doing counter charm.
Okay.
So for the next until the next end of my next turn, any friendly creature and myself has advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed.
Okay. That's good. Even so, you feel like you couldn't continue if you wanted to. You're much more at ease now, and you feel like yourself again. But yet, maybe you take a couple more steps. But it's almost like almost like a force field, although you know that there is nothing there. And Sidran, how do we know the black one is not out there as well? You don't. Spoiler alert, it is actually, but you just don't. They don't see it. The Black Moon, New Atari.
Oh yeah.
So I'm sorry. What were you saying, Gary?
No, I just said to Garrett. Garrett, I don't think we're getting any further here.
This is as far as we need to go. And out of the shadows, from the side of the road, comes a woman dressed in black robes, her hood up. And she's sort of looking down as she walks over and then takes a glance, not at you, but at the end of this long road at the end of the grove. You can see it better in the moonlight, can't you? She gestures down the road. Do you look?
Yes.
All right. I'm not going to make you roll since you cast Counter Charm. You look up and you see the tower. Tower of High Sorcery. It is black in the moonlight. It is not too far away from you, a couple of miles tops, but it seems like it would take an eternity to get there if you could move yourself toward it any further. In the distance, there's this something, it almost looks like a giant bat sort of flapping in the light breeze near the wrought iron fence that surrounds it, but it's far enough away and it's hard enough to look at that you can't really tell what it is. This is really the one blight in this otherwise beautiful city. It is empty, unlike the rest of the city that is, filled with, music and the sound of people talking, laughing, crying, yelling, whatever. It is eerily quiet. This is a strange place for anyone to be taking anyone.
Athea looks at the woman who just came out of the shadows and listen, I'm not out here to look at the tower or the grove. I'm here to find out about my sister. Do you know something about my sister?
She nods, looks once more at the tower, Roll me an insight check. 13. It's hard to say because she still has the hood up. But there's almost a sense of longing there. And she turns toward you and she pulls the hood off. And she has the sort of a light olive skin coloring. Almost purple eyes, but it's hard to say if that's just how they shine in the darkness, but very dark. And she says, I know where your sister is, and I would love to bring her to you. However, there is a price.
Of course, yes. Get to it. The theatrics, really, we're not doing a show here. So just tell me what you want.
And that is where we end the scene for now. We cut back to a month and 4 or 5 days later. Back at the High Claris Tower. Actually, I lied to you. We're back in Palanthas. But the wounds of the battle heal slowly. But you were the lucky ones, alive and whole after the horrible siege of the tower. You have all spent time thinking of the brave warriors who fell at the tower, including one of your own, Kurlathon. Buying victory with their lives. Back in Palanthas, the atmosphere is subdued. No celebrations greet the news of victory. For all we know, the respite is only temporary. Within the city awaits a bit of good news. A visitor from earlier adventuring has come to find you. A rare friend in this war-torn world. You are staying at the Song of Life. You have rooms, individual rooms, if you want them. If anybody wants to stay together, you can. But
Yeah.
I didn't think you would. You're a man of taste and doesn't bother sharing beds if he doesn't need to, or he doesn't want to, I suppose.
Of course not.
So
Might share a bed, but not.
yeah,
with
but
me.
not with this group. Not with a barbarian or a minotaur.
Yeah.
And of course, Athea, during this time, you obviously have your own apartment, and you're not staying here at the inn. But you are here at the Song of Life, talking to the manager Stone nearby, and the rest of you are down in the inn when a messenger appears, and he says, "You are the heroes of the tower, yes?"
Of course, I'm a hero of the tower.
That's
They're also my companions.
And these guys I know from work.
I wouldn't really say we were heroes. I mean, everybody pitched in. It was a group effort.
I'm one of the heroes. You're one of the
The ones
workers.
who pitched in.
No, what I'm saying is we're all heroes. So we're not really a hero because everybody's a hero. You know what I'm trying to say.
You, barkeep, were you one of the heroes of the tower?
I'd like to think so.
There you go.
Yeah. Were you there?
No, but I
In
sent some
spirit.
food and some
In
some
spirit.
spirits. Yeah, in spirit.
Yeah,
Thank you
in
very much.
spirit.
Yes.
So to answer your question, sort of. So what you want?
Yes.
There's someone here to see you. She says her name is Silvara.
Nah, doesn't ring a bell. Do you guys know anybody named
Send her
Silvar?
in. She sounds like someone who might be important to me.
Jadek knows exactly who she is, and oh yeah, you don't. I forgot. You don't know. The only one who knows her is Jadek and Flint. Do you
Yep.
remember
Yeah.
who this is?
I got no
Jadek.
clue who this is.
Send her in. She's
Jadek
probably
finally-
important to me.
We
Jadek
have a high
finally,
turnover rate in this.
Jadek appears from behind a pitcher that he's been drinking out of this whole time. Like, oh yeah, I know her. I'm good. We're good. She's
There
good.
we go.
Bring
We
her.
got it on good authority. And bring some more of that elven wine. We seem to be running low over here.
For some reason, I think there's a hole in mine.
You guys are running up a hell of a tab because you think it's on the house because your rooms are.
I never said that. I might have implied it, but I never said it.
He goes, leaves and escorts Silvara in. She still looks very timid and uncomfortable, especially in this environment. Now, you guys know, and for the audience who may be new to this, that Silvara is a Kaganesti elf, a wild elf. And
Oh, one of them.
now, Jadek knows her true secret, and Flint does, that she is a silver dragon, although she is not supposed to have revealed that based on the oath of the good dragons.
But she fell in love with Sir Earl, and it was destiny.
It was,
Written
but
to the stars.
now something you notice is that Sir Earl is not with her. It was a Taylor Swift breakup, by the way. No, I'm just kidding.
Many songs were written about it.
Yeah.
Wait,
They still
Sir Earl's
sing- they still
playing
sing
for the
about it in the village.
Chiefs now? He's
Yeah.
he's a pro football player? I'm confused.
And she comes over and she looks around and she only sees one person she recognizes. Well, two. And she says, the others? To you, Kim.
And
To Jadek.
Flint says, "Well, I can ask you, where's your other?"
Please sit here, lady. All are welcome, even if you are Kaganesti.
Wow.
Jadek waves a finger at you. Like, no, we don't do that.
Yes, I'm inviting her to sit. I don't see what the problem is.
Wait, I thought
Like-
she looks like an elf to me.
Yeah,
She
she's an elf.
is.
She may
She
sit.
is.
I've just ordered
That-
some wine. Do you
Jadek-
like elven wine?
Is
Jadek
Ja-
with his foot, he pulls over a chair for her to come sit down and like taps on it. Come.
is Kaganesti a bad word?
In some circles.
Like I'm a Sylvanesti, she's a Kaganesti. It's just
Wait,
different families.
I could have swore you were an elf.
Yes,
Yes.
I'm a diplomat. I'm a member. I'm a Sylvanesti elf. If you'll remember that.
Oh,
was-
Sylvanesti is how you say diplomat and elf. Got it. Okay, I'm
Lady
cool now. I
Marathano
understand now.
signed my spell book. Perhaps you've forgotten. I've told you all of this multiple times a day.
Yeah, I still don't know what the hell you're talking about.
His
though.
people enslaved mine. In fact, I was a slave of Lady Marathanos.
Whoa.
Oh, she would do no such thing.
That's not cool. Really?
Yes.
I can't imagine anybody like with her breeding would take any kind of a. No, you must be mistaken.
Yeah, but our guy over here, that I'm forgetting his name for some reason, the wizard. You're not down with slavery, right?
Of course not.
Foghat, that's right. I was trying to remember his real name. I didn't want to just call him Foghat.
Of course not. Such thing is atrocious and beneath any true elf.
Hey, see, there you go. See, we're all good.
regardless, your friends, and I'm sorry, my
Must
name
have been
is
some sort of prisoner.
yes, aka slave.
Yes, that makes more sense now.
Oh, for fuck's sake, she says under her breath. She then turns her chair so it's facing away from you and toward Janik and Flint.
Excuse me. The wine is arriving, and she'd like some.
I was hoping to get your help. You asked me, she looks at Flint, where Sir Earl is, and he was with me for some time.
Who's Sir Earl?
He is a what do you call shoemakers? Cobbler. A cobbler of some renown, and
Oh, I don't think we need any shoes here, so it's probably good he didn't come.
no,
Okay.
well, he was also very heroic, and she blushes a little bit and then stops herself. Says, "Well, anyway, I left him back down in the shit. What the hell is that? I got a map behind me. I can't really see it though. Ice Wall." Down south near Ice Wall, in the camp of the Ice People. He's looking to rally them to help the fight against the dragon armies. I spent my time trying to, well, after bringing Theros and Armenkaris to the Whitestone Council in Southern Urgoth, trying to convince some of the other good dragons that their eggs are in danger, that Takesis and the evil dragons have betrayed their part of the oath, that she looks
You
at
gotta be kidding me. I've never heard any of this stuff. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get everybody together. Oh my god, I just got his voice. Look at your brother.
oh
I'm
no Hulk Hogan.
It's gonna be Hulk Hogan. I'm here to get all the nations together to bring down the hammer of justice. No. But that's my whole mission. I've come down out of the north to help band together the people to fight against the dragon armies.
Yes.
Why am I just now hearing of this?
Well, I don't know. I've just met you. I have no idea why you've heard or haven't heard anything you have or have not heard.
I
that's-
look at, as he says that, he turns and he looks at Flint and Jadik.
who just shrug with the
No,
sheepish
it's
grins.
just
came up.
it's probably the bottom of a
No,
picture
Jadik-
that I see in front of Jadik's
Yeah.
face.
Yeah, it's
looks at
distorted.
you.
Like all you see is like a giant snout as it's what do you call it? Amplified by the
pitcher.
The pitcher.
We should be helping you and your cause.
I'm glad to hear you say so because that's what I'm here for.
Oh, perfect.
Allow me to explain. And she speaks in hushed voices. And it's very loud here in the bar. They have another. Actually, it's the band that often plays behind Athea when she is playing something that requires more than just a person and a lute or a little tiny harp or whatever she has, whatever stringed instrument she has at the time. Do you play any other instruments? What kind of instruments does Athea
Oh,
play?
sure. Yeah. She plays the harp, the lute, the viol, the shawm, the mandolin, the harpsichord.
Anything stringed, basically, is what you're saying.
Dulcimer, stringed or keyboard instruments.
Stringed or
yeah.
keyboard. Okay.
Not much for percussion, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now, are you over here at this table with them? I'm assuming.
I thought I was upstairs talking to the manager.
Oh, yeah, if you're still upstairs talking to the manager, then that's fine.
I mean, I probably would come down and join them eventually when I'm done talking to the manager. but-
Okay, fair enough. So you come in during this conversation.
Okay.
She introduces herself to the three of you as Silvara.
Oh, it's really a true pleasure. And where are you from? I'm sorry that I missed your introduction.
And she is a absolutely knock dead gorgeous. What is the phrase? Knock dead gorgeous? Is that what it is?
Knock down,
Drop
Jack.
dead.
Drop
Knock
dead
it-
gorgeous. Drop
Yes.
knock
Yeah.
down, drop dead gorgeous.
What you were trying to do is say, knock down, drag him out, gorgeous.
Yeah.
You're
Just combining a bunch
combining-
of stuff. there.
Yeah. which sounds cool.
Whatever it means.
Sounds violent, actually.
It does. You're so good looking.
And then knock you out.
I don't see it myself, but you say so.
Yeah, she is definitely she's not very well, dressed. She's, shabbily put together. She has pure silver hair, very long, sort of like almost down to her, like down her back, almost to her butt, like that long. She's not like covered in dirt, but she's also not pristinely clean. She's dressed in sort of almost like Native American type clothing, inappropriately skimpy based on the weather from the pictures that we have of her from the modules. But she has the markings.
She's that elf.
Yes, that's the elf.
The one that's looking at the stone dragon.
Yes,
now.
the one elf looking at the stone dragon. That is her.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm really not seeing it myself. She seems like an rather average, run-of-the-mill elf.
Yeah,
That's
she has like the painted face markings of the Kaganesti elves. She's a wild elf. Stunningly beautiful, Sidran says. That actually would have been a good way to put it. Yes, instead of knock down, drag out.
That's going into my repertoire. You guys.
You are knocked down, dragged out, beautiful lady.
He'll be at the bar next time. Hey, you! Knock down, drag out! And all of a sudden, the bouncer will be there knocking him down and dragging him out.
Right.
But anyway, she after the introduction,
It will be a bad word forever.
yeah. Well, so far he's had a pretty good run.
My batting average is not good. I've been up to the plate a lot. Just can't hit. I'm
he has
like
a few
pitcher.
walks. He has a few walks.
Yeah, I'm like a pitcher. So
And a lot of practice swings.
yes.
So
So we
anyway,
can spend hours giving Will advice he'll never take. So
That's the truth. It's appreciated and fun.
anyway, so she says to the others, "I should fill you in, but please keep this the utmost confidence. And I tell you this because you're obviously friends with or working together with my friends." And she looks at Flint and Jadek.
yes, they're working with me.
And she just shakes her head. She knows your type because she was enslaved by them. You've been told of the good dragons? Question mark.
There are good dragons. Heard such rumors.
I'm sorry.
Unsubstantiated, of course.
In myth, there were. I just assumed they were real because the evil dragons are real. I just don't know where they are.
Are you saying the good dragons are back?
I'm assuming they were wiped out long ago, but
No,
Something's keeping. They're either dead or gone. I mean, what's
they're gone.
yes, wiped out.
I've been trying to bring them back. However, there was an oath. The good dragons took a solemn oath that forbids them to enter Ansalon for the purposes of aiding the forces of good in the war against evil dragonkind. This oath was demanded.
Short-sighted.
Well, listen, please shut the fuck up and listen.
Kind of like huffs at that and
Don't lose your cool.
actually
just-
huffs at
finally
that.
just can't deal with it.
He flicks his
just leaves.
ring and vanishes.
Knocks over her chair, spills the wine across the table and leaves. I'll find other heroes. The oath was demanded by Takesis, the Queen of Darkness herself. The oath was taken because the Queen of Darkness stole all of the good dragon eggs, gold, silver, bronze, brass, and copper. She holds these eggs in a closely guarded secret location. If the good dragons abide by the terms of the oath, the Queen has promised to return all of the eggs unharmed after the war has run its course and evil has triumphed. If the good dragons interfere, however, the eggs will be destroyed. The eggs, the future of the race, are the only things that could have given the evil queen leverage she needs to restrict the good dragons, and because of this lack of opposition, the forces of evil led by the evil dragons show every sign of eventually conquering and laying waste to the worlds of Kryn. You've seen this yourselves. I have discovered that they are not keeping those eggs safe as they have promised. I have discovered that they are using them and have used them.
Source of the Draconians.
Oh, you've
are
heard
the
that part.
Dragon eggs, the good dragon eggs that she promised to keep safe.
Yeah, yes. Now, I could not convince the others, and on top of that, you know of the god Paladine, right? The platinum dragon.
In myth and legend.
You know him to be real and to be true, though, right? The gods have returned to Kryn. Have you told them nothing? She looks at Jadek and Flint.
I've heard rumors. Many.
Myth and legend.
Athea has like a little
And then
notebook out. and just
Jadek leads in close and to her says, "You see what I'm dealing with here."
Well, I know, but I mean, this seems like information that probably should have been shared.
Yeah, well.
At least the
we
part
were
about the
fighting-
gods.
Listen. We just finished fighting a horde of dragons. It just didn't come up. But I'm glad you're here to tell them.
Well, it is. Yes, well, yes, it is. It's a good thing I'm a plot device here to move things forward.
Let me just say, you have a real talent for exposition. Have you ever thought about becoming a bard?
Well, I mean, I've had friends say that I should, but I never really took it seriously. But thank you for saying so. In fact, my mother's name was Goldara Exposition.
I see. So are you Miss Exposition then?
Yes, well, it's on my mother's side. I have a different surname, but anyway,
Well, of course you must take us to this place so that we can free all the good dragon
Yes.
eggs.
Well,
and bring the good dragons into the fight against the evils. They can't trust them. Why would they do such a silly thing?
You're right. However,
I'm inclined to agree with this one.
yes, and he is correct. However, I cannot come because
I am a Sylvanas Steve for my people as well.
I don't. You have no idea.
You are
what
not a
you're
Sylvanas
talking
Steve.
about.
Yeah, Sylvanas Steve means diplomat, correct?
No.
it
It's
doesn't.
not.
Jadek kind of like puts his finger on his mouth. Shh.
Yeah.
I don't understand. They speak in riddles.
Silvara,
Let her finish.
who hasn't had anything to drink since she got here, just pours herself a glass of
Well, I
velvet wine
offered
and takes a
velvet wine
sip.
early on. I actually poured her a glass when she got there, and then
Oh, well, she hasn't. Now she takes a sip of it then. She has not had any up until now. She says, I cannot come with you. However, I can tell you where I believe these eggs are located. And if you could bring proof back to the good dragons and to me, well then I think we can get them to aid us in this war. But I have been, well, I'd call it a hand slap, but when it comes from a god, it's a bit more than that. I have been
Godsmack.
I have been dangerously close. Godsmacked. I've been godsmacked.
We got godsmacked?
I've been godsmacked. Because I have come. Well, I have broken my oath. If you will go to the city of Sanction, and this city, it is the very heart of the lands controlled by the dragon armies. But if you can go and bring proof back of what they are doing to the good dragon eggs, then we can get the good dragons to aid in this war and turn the tide. I know we can.
So you want us to go to the middle of the front lines, undercover, find this information about the proof of the dragon eggs, and bring it back?
That's about the long and short of it, yes.
Consider it done.
So
you've got the right people for the job.
If they like looks away for a second, when she looks back, she turns visually just turns into a perfect copy of a draconian.
She does Savar does a spit take of her wine.
And she says, "I think it'll be a great plan."
And with that, we are going to take a quick break. Because that was a good closing line, yes. And we've learned that she can shape change. So, guys, thank you for hanging out with us on D&D Fridays for Atomic Peanut Butter presents DragonLance: Dragons of Deceit, Part 1. We are on our thank you, Chris Andrew, for cheering 100 bits. That's for Gaz.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Huzzah.
Hey!
So thank you guys for hanging out with us on D&D Fridays. We are on our 10th module. Because I am also including the one module that is actually just a source supplement that we turned into a module to create most of the, until recently, most of the second player characters, including Jadok. But we are going through... Are you Irda? Irda? Irda. I forget how the guy said it in that book. Or the audiobook. Irda. 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 Instead of Erda. I think Irda sounds better.
Irda.
But anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with us on D&D Fridays here. We are also just 5.5 episodes away from our 100th episode, guys. Our slow plodding death march toward 100. Where we will have giveaways. I'm not gonna
maybe one or two that'll have something to do with Dragonlance too.
A couple, and then a bunch of other shit I just don't want anymore. But our good stuff. It's not like it's shit.
No, it's good D&D stuff. If
Good
you like
D-
D&D,
if you like D&D, then this is for you, man. So yeah, we're down the countdown to 100.
What did you say the current episode count is again?
This is 95.
So five episodes.
5.5. We're not done with this one yet.
Oh, it's supposed to be 94 then.
No, because you have to count
95
5.
Because we're counting a half. Yep, I get it. We're half done.
We don't even know how to count down to 100, guys. We're never gonna get there. We might be past it. We don't even know how to count. We
should time it to do it on the new year.
Chris Andrew wants to know if there's any special guests for episode 100. It's interesting that you say that.
Yes, there is.
I don't. Maybe. I don't know.
Always here as a special guest.
Alphacian is coming back as
Yeah.
a Death Knight in
That's,
episode
that
100.
would not be a
That is
special guest.
not at all.
That's a
not
special guest.
Nor is
That
that a
works.
guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Who might be the special guest that we don't know about that you might have hints on?
I don't know. We'll have to see. Only because I don't know if it'll work out. But
It's probably not Chris Perkins.
it is definitely not Chris Perkins, although that would be cool. Chris Perkins, if you're watching / listening, we'd love to have you on the show for a 100th episode.
Yeah.
There
You
you go.
probably won't. I upset him was it last week? We got into argument on the phone. It wasn't
Oh,
pretty.
that's a shame.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah. Well, you called me up for rules clarification. I said again. I kind of got off the hook.
That's fair.
Anyway, guys, don't go anywhere. We will be right back. And you guys can figure out, put in the chat who you, one, think the special guest could be, or two, would like the special guest to be, because it might be somebody I haven't thought of.
Did you see what Bromenard said? Is it Dragon High Lord Bromenard?
It could be. There is the obscure death rule. Actually, up until this module, by the way. This module is where the obscure death rule stops.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Obscure death rule.
Yeah, so
It's-
basically, if there was any PCs or NPCs that died, you could use the obscure death rule, where you're not sure if they're dead, kind of like what happened with Curliflon, actually. Margaret Weiss, that would be a good one.
Yeah.
She's not coming on this show, guys. Come on.
No,
Let's be
not
real.
since that
He's not,
conversation.
but
that
we
I
would
had
actually
in-
have a
All
sort
right.
of vague hope of getting her on the show.
Yeah,
versus
there.
the
Yes.
others.
You gotta wait for
We
the
know
for the
people who
twist.
know people
It
who
is.
know her.
It is more likely for us to get Margaret Weiss than Chris Perkins. That I will say. Yes.
Yeah, because Margaret's
That's
a
not
much
going to
nicer
happen.
person.
So don't
than
get
Chris.
excited.
No,
No, Chris Perkins is a great guy. He's a nice guy.
he seems like a nice guy. We don't know him.
What about Tracy Hickman?
That'd be another good one. Again, that's another
I don't
one.
know
We have
anybody
more
who
likely
knows
of
him.
getting Tracy.
Well,
Hickman
I know
than-
somebody who knows somebody
Yeah,
who knows. your
Exactly.
wife.
We know a guy who
knows
knows a
him.
guy.
I know how to get a hold of Jeff Grubb.
Get him on the show.
I'd see it. Yeah, okay, now here's the true test. So, Adam,
Yeah.
how is Jeff Grubb attached to the Dragonlance setting?
He's an artist.
No. See, okay. All right, so Jeff Grubb won't be on the show.
Jeff Grubb didn't write any of the Dragonlances.
Not the books.
No, the modules. He didn't write any of those.
He was he was the guy in charge of the entire project.
Was he?
Yeah.
Douglas Niles wrote a bunch, including
Yeah.
this one we're in now.
Yeah.
And then Tracy and Laura Hickman. I don't think Jeff Grubb wrote any, though.
He might not have been like the actual guy that was writing them, but he was editing and he made sure that, as in controlling editors for
Mike
Yeah, I mean, he
Baralt.
had stuff to do with the first edition Monster Manual 2 and On Earth Arcana and Manual of the Planes and stuff.
I don't think he did.
He's also all right. I'll find it and send it
Go,
to you.
let me know, because you could be right. I don't know.
I know I'm right.
All right, can we go to fucking break? We'll be right back.
I thought we were on break.
Yeah, no, we
No,
couldn't.
everybody's listening to this.
They still are, and we're not even. I just haven't muted us yet. We're still.
Hey, bye, everybody.
There it is. Curse of the Azure Bonds.
Oh, that I like that game. Bye. I mean, not bye. We'll be right back. Smell you later. And we are back. Welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, and others, to Atomic Peanut Butter Presents Dragonlance: Dragons of Deceit, Part 1. I love the title of this module, Dragons of Deceit. And now, there's a reason it's called Dragons of Deceit. And I'm not going to spoil it for those of you who haven't read the books, or and there's not a lot of this in the books themselves. Even when they added like those additional chronicle ones, I forget what they were called. That were okay. They were pretty good. I like the ones that dealt with Kitiara and Raceland more than the first one, but there's a lot of this module that's not in the books. If you haven't read the modules, you can see, but even if the books, I mean, you could kind of guess what the deceit is if you've read them. But there's additional levels of deceit here that you'll find as you continue on through this journey, through this module. But we're not there yet.
So how many levels of deceit are we talking about?
Fucking,
I mean, is like an onion of deceit?
it's an onion of deceit. We're gonna keep peeling it back, and it's just gonna make you cry, especially if you really like Dragonlance.
Don't touch your eyes. Don't touch your eyes.
Yeah, they'll stink.
No.
Good times.
So anyway, you're agreeing, I assume, to go?
Oh, Smeen is 100%.
Oh, yeah,
This is what this is what he's here for. This is his mission.
Jadok?
I mean, clearly Athea is
Oh yeah,
down.
Thea. Yeah, this is great stuff for Thea. Like you thought you were in a good spot before, just with these, people who have done some amazing things and seen some amazing things, but you just hit the jackpot and you just walked in on this conversation too. Like this is,
I was like, wow,
you backed
perfect.
into this. This is a good, for a bard. This is amazing territory you found yourself in.
Jadok and Flint definitely feel like they will not owe it to her, but as a friend from a long time ago, they feel they should do this for her.
Yeah, and for Flint, especially at this point, because he's lost a lot.
Yeah. I think because this is someone from that other group, he will feel like maybe this is a chance to catch up to everybody else.
Yeah, and also just to be able to, this is a chance to see this through, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they've been through a lot, and Flint has been through this from the beginning, and everybody has obviously had their own interactions with the Dragon Army, but Flint, who spent 5 years away from his friends and his family, other than Gorel, who was with him up until the last few months. Mm-hmm. But to lose Curlithlon, to lose Kitiara, he doesn't even know that Kitiara is the Blue Lady still.
Right.
To lose Zane and Zarek, particularly in the way that Zarek left during that part, who was broken once he was separated from his twin brother. Flint's been through some shit. So to see this through, I think, is kind of all that he has. And I think maybe in a hope that if Gorel is still alive, that, they will, meet up if he continues down this path. Fox Song, I almost called you Sir Earl.
Yeah, Cyril was my alternate identity.
Yeah.
He was the one who was in love with Sylvanas.
Yeah. Silvara, but
Fox
whatever.
Savara.
That's
It was
just what
his
we
name.
call
That-
pillow
the
talk,
forest.
baby.
That was his
No.
pet name when they were doing pillow talk. So
You found me beautiful once. Well, honey, you got real ugly. The movie is so good. Did I tell you that I saw a screening of that movie with Bruce Campbell announcing it and doing his game show
Oh, that would be awesome.
It was so much. I brought my kids. Kaylin, who watched and really enjoyed Army of Darkness, thought it was great. Lily fell asleep during the movie, but she thought the game show was great, and she thought he was funny, but it was so good. There was like a kid in the audience. He was probably 13, maybe 14 years old. Like during the Q&A, and this kid stands up and he's like, "Yeah, what's your question?" And he's like, "Can you sign my Ash action figure box?" And he's and his literally response is, "No." And everyone just stopped me. He's like, "Because if I sign your shit, everyone's gonna come up here wanting me to sign their shit, and then I'm gonna have to." And I said, "Sorry, kid, I'm not gonna sign your shit." It was so good.
So mean.
It was so. That's why it was so good. It was so funny. He was so mean to everybody in the audience. It was great. But anyway, I digress. He's the special guest. Imagine if we got Bruce Campbell as a special guest.
Oh,
That'd be great,
pretty
yeah.
awesome.
I would just spend the entire show crying because it would be. I have a big man crush on Bruce Campbell.
How could
Never
you
meet
not?
your heroes.
That's true. That is very true.
Yeah. But no, I think it's funny if he's a jerk because everything he says to me is funny. He's got great delivery.
He does.
He does. Yeah.
All right, so, sir, whatever the fuck your name is, Foxhong. Are you in?
Am I in?
Are you gonna go to Sanction into the heart of darkness and find some proof that the bad guys are fucking up dragon eggs?
I hold up my hand, close my fist, and I vanish. Are we there yet?
Wait, where? I hear that, but where? where? I don't.
You know, this is cool showing off what we can do. Let's just go.
I use my ring of invisibility, but
I don't. She's just looking around, and she like, does he always do this? Like, I hear him. He's here still, right?
No, yeah, you
And she starts poking the air. I'm gonna roll a die just to see a percentile. You want high or low, Michael?
low.
Yeah, she can't. She's poking around, but she can't feel you.
I'm just like,
Is that a yes or a no? We're not there. I can answer that. Sidhard says playing his Xena character. He has so many better. That's a good character, but so many better characters than that.
That's a good character, though.
I want to see a reboot
Yes.
of Briscoe County personally.
Briscoe
but-
County.
No
Jr. was
doubt,
so
that
good.
would be awesome.
And what was that one where he played that that Scarlet Pimpernel swashbuckler
Jack
guy?
of
Jack of all trades. That was
yeah.
such an underrated show. Did not get enough episodes.
he was in Burn Notice, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That show got too many seasons, but it,
I stopped watching after like 5.
me too.
Yeah, that's
but,
about when I quit.
but the relationship between him and Burn Notice guy was really good, even though that guy couldn't act. But like the two of them together had chemistry. And then what's her name? I had a
The
huge crush
Irish
on her in
girl
the
that
90s.
lost
Thank
her Irish
God
accent.
lost her accent because it was it was her Irish accent was worse than mine.
Yeah.
What was her name? She was gorgeous.
Fiona?
I
That
don't
was the
know.
character's
That was
name.
the character's name.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I don't remember. She was in movies in the 90s that and I watched them just because she was in it. Anyway, I gotta go, guys.
We understand, Adam. You need some alone
I
time.
need a little time. I need a little moment. Just
Got some movies to watch.
Yeah. All right. So, I'm gonna put a map up on a screen, if I have one. I love how one of the story stuff.
But yes,
items on here is very
Saren
good.
does agree that he will go to Sanction and destroy whatever needs to be destroyed there.
Oh, here we go. All right. I'm gonna bring everybody else to this. Screen
Also, the
here.
blue guy agrees to accompany us as well.
But nobody hears it but you.
Oh, good.
Oh, this is the wrong map. that's the pre-cataclysm map. That's Abyssinia. I thought I had a map for you guys. I guess not. Oh, you know what? It's an actual... What happened? Why can't I get... Oh, is this it? They made so many changes to Roll20. If you'd like to be a sponsor, I'd love to help you. And I don't feel like any of them make this easier. I feel like it makes it more difficult.
This is Adam's inner monologue. Imagine this all day long if you were Adam.
Adam,
That was really good. But that's true.
If you recorded just 90 minutes or so and then looped it, you could probably do that and it would work.
There's no,
Simulate being Adam.
There's no difference. Yeah, it's the same. I got 90 minutes worth of material in my head.
Yeah,
that
right?
just keeps playing.
It seems about right.
All right. This is a weirdly stretched out map, but you all are here in Palanthus.
All I see is the Dragons of Deceit.
Oh, sorry, I didn't move you over.
Yeah, that's all I see. That's all I see.
Yeah, I get it. They fucked everything up.
Yep, totally did.
And I'm not helping by
Just
not.
close your eyes and dream of Bruce Campbell. Maybe with needing a little bit of a shave.
Yeah, no, that's hot. All right. You see the map now?
Yes.
All right. You guys are
here. It is
here.
weirdly stretched.
It is
weirdly stretched.
Not to scale, but it at least be able to show you. So you guys are here, beneath the Bay of Brancala.
Yep.
Sanction.
The stretching does some interesting stuff to the mountain range around Palanthus there. Especially with the location of Palanthus.
Yes. What's my name? Mulva? One of the greatest episodes of TV. All right, so Sanction is way down here. So, there are effectively two ways of going. Over land or by sea.
Is there perchance a magic circle that connects Palanthus to Sanction?
No, you're thinking of D&D 5e in every other setting.
I have a feeling like there really should be some magic circles.
There are not.
No, how else are we going to get this long...
There are flying citadels if you could find yourself one, but so far
yes,
you haven't come across.
You know,
isn't our Minotaur friend here a ship captain?
Well, what about this? Hold on a second. How about if
but who cares is what Will's saying.
No, what about that dragon lady that's hired us? Goes, look, I can't go on the adventure because that would be none cool.
We don't know she's a dragon lady.
I can.
She's standing right there, right?
Yeah, she could just go. Hey, look, I can get you there. I can give you a ride.
She has not offered this. I will. And that wasn't by accident because Adam forgot. That was by design.
That's why I was,
trying to prompt Kemp-chan.
Sure.
Yes. Well, I think we should sail with this. We have this dragon, this ship's captain here.
Yes, and he again appears behind that picture. Yes, absolutely. And he goes to stand up and he falls down. He stands back up again like nothing happened.
Yeah.
He'll be fine when it comes to sailing.
I'm sure. It looks like he's getting his sea legs ready. I'm sure this
Gabrielle
is part of
Anwar. Thank you, Ciderin77.
This will be ship number 5, 6, 7.
No, it's the same ship.
What
are you talking about? It's the behemoth.
This is only your third ship.
They're all called the behemoth.
And those other,
you have the behemoth.
The one in the middle didn't. The ice ship didn't count. It was more of like transport
Yeah,
was
that
a
one was
loner.
already
Day.
falling
It was-
apart. In his defense, that one
Yeah.
was already falling apart. That was the Wind
We
Rider.
found that one. It wasn't my ship.
What was the name of your original ship? Do you remember, Kim-chan?
The Stormborn.
The Stormborn. I was going to suggest this shit's going to sink, but I guess Stormborn was the correct
Yeah,
answer.
you can't have cool names on ships. They're just going to sink. It's like in D&D, you never name your horse. Come on.
In Oblivion, you can, because you just buy the horse armor, and then it's fine.
I don't
And
know-
with
don't know
my
what you're talking
character,
about.
the horse was one of the things to survive. So
That's because you're a
true, yeah.
talented dungeon master.
no, I was the player. Remember?
Yeah, you
Sir-
were
Oh,
the
that's
dungeon
right.
master. Yeah.
Sir Ollie with Connie.
I remember now.
You were the dungeon master.
Yeah.
That's because Connie was the coolest part of the party. No, what was the horse's name? Connie wasn't the horse. That was
Connie
your
was
guy.
the horse.
Yeah, Connie was the
What
horse.
was your guy's name?
Sir,
Sir
Ollie.
Ollie. Sir
Oh,
Ollie
that's
Moore.
Yeah, that's easily forgotten. That's why I remember.
That's
Connie.
easily forgotten.
I love you, Michael.
Oh, boy.
Squire Ollie, actually, for most of
That,
it.
yeah.
That's true.
He was the hero of that whole adventure. He saved everybody.
That's true because nobody else was.
Yeah, the rest of us, the whole series ended with the other three of us bickering on what to do next. And that was the end. The end. That was the last Greyhawk adventure we ever had.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm sad now. Let's get to this place and kill some dragons.
All right, so you're taking the behemoth.
Yes.
I guess
That makes the most sense.
we need a new
What do
crew,
you
don't we?
rather?
We need to lay in supplies.
Yeah,
Well-
you will need supplies. You will need a crew.
Because it's down to just 2 ogres.
Well, I
now,
have.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Two
what
ogres
exactly is the
and-
cabin
the
situation on
beginnings
this
of the
ship?
group. I would like to say, like,
Oh.
listen. What's the what?
What's the cabin situation on this ship?
I have a great cabin.
Right,
have a
I'm
great
sure
cabin
you
as
do
well.
as befits the captain of the ship. I'm just wondering when you have traveling dignitaries or
I
celebrities
have
aboard.
an,
your
I
ship,
have an
what
excellent
you
cabin.
use-
Thank you for your concern about my.
Right, exactly, like the ambassador here.
No,
I'm
he
sure we
just
can find
said
a cot for
Wait,
you
who's asking me?
somewhere.
Who's asking me this question?
Sylvanesti
asking
doesn't
Jack
mean
about
diplomat.
that?
He just said that.
Ithea is asking Jack about the
Okay.
rooms on the
Ithea-
cabins on his ship.
I'm assuming this is happening as we're walking. So
Yeah,
he slows down his stride so he can talk to you, and he's like, "You will be given a fine cabin, which you will have privacy, and you will, if you wish, be guarded by one of my most trusted of my crew."
The flapjack
oh,
died.
that's such a gracious offer, and really not necessary for the guard. I'm sure that your ship is going to be wonderful, and thank you.
I just
For
want
having
you
me
to
aboard.
understand, though, this is a ship of war, so it is low on amenities, but you will have space and you will have privacy.
And your own bucket.
I do
Your
love my
own butt.
luxuries, but I have roughed it before, so I think I'll be all right.
All right, then. Good. And then he on the other side of him is Flint, and he kind of nudges Flint. He's like,
Flint says, "Are you sure we're not just gonna walk?"
"Oh, hush! You've been doing fine."
He's getting. You can see he's already like the color is already drained from his face as you're walking. toward
And
the docks.
he gives him the same talk. Like Jadek, they've done this before. Jadek has this talk like this between the size of the ship and the size of you. You're not even gonna feel the water. You're gonna be great. You've always been great on this thing. Come on.
I know it's there. I'm fine. As you're walking, Stone is following you. You notice.
Hmm.
Oh, right. And then I'll ask her, I'm assuming your any points man is coming with us?
You know, Stone usually doesn't accompany me on longer trips. But give me a moment to talk to him.
Because if he does, we could use extra hands on the ship. But if he is to be only with you, because you're the one paying him, I understand.
Fair enough. Yeah, and Thea doesn't really want to put Stone in harm's way, as it were. She doesn't really think of him as a bodyguard. She is more than capable of dealing with any threats herself. He's more for show. And
I was going to say, a guy named Stone should not have to worry about. You shouldn't have to worry about threats to a guy named Stone. Let's put it that way.
She feels very protective of him. He's like a big teddy bear.
Fun fact, he's never been in a fight.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't. He's so intimidating that has pretty much gotten him through everything.
Is his real name Dwayne?
Yeah.
So she drops back and actually
Dwayne the Stone Smith. Yeah.
She just says to Stone, I'm not going to ask you to come with me here because I know you really got things that you've got responsibilities that'll miss you here if you come with me.
You sure you'll be all right?
Come on, you know I will.
He
I've gone on
sighs.
trips like this before. I always come back.
Yeah, not like this.
It's another adventure, Stone. Come on.
You sure you can trust this group?
God, no. Have I ever trusted any group I've gone with? Come on.
That's fair.
And like a couple of us like, hey!
He nods and says, you're right. My wife would kill me if I head out in the open seas for who knows how long, going into the den of the dragon armies.
And, little Rose is growing so fast right now. Just tell her that I'll see her again soon.
And for a minute, or for a moment anyway, before he collects himself, you see him sort of like he turns it like that teddy bear. Like he turns, like he almost looks like jelly, like his face. Like he's just like, there's a smile on his face when she mentions Rose. You take care of yourself.
You too.
He nods. And then he walks up to Jadek. And this guy is, because Jadek's like 7 feet tall. This dude is not much shorter than you, and he is a human. And he's also not much less wide than you as well. And he's all muscle, this guy.
Right.
And he walks up to you and says, "You the captain?"
I am.
Take care of her.
Jack nods. He puts his hand out. to
He'll shake
his
it.
hand.
He'll, yeah.
And they'll do the manly 1-2 palm.
Yeah.
And hold.
Yeah. And like both of you are like testing like the strength
squeezing.
of,
You see the forearms tightening up.
Yeah. Roll me just a straight D20.
Oh man. Oh, by the way, this
Yeah.
whole setup that you guys have is not working whatsoever. I can't move. I can't even bring up my character sheet. So, roll for me. Adam.
All right. If somebody roll for Kemchan, I don't want to do it. If somebody roll for Kemchan, just a straight D20. I got a 16.
All right, hold on, I got it.
A 6.
Oh,
Perfect.
okay.
So
I'll open your character sheet.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter because you're just rolling a d20. It's not a strength thing.
No, just in case.
Yeah, if we add strength, it's going to be about even anyway. What's your strength? Do you know? Do you remember?
Not off the top of my head. I don't remember.
Anyway, you feel like it's not, obviously this doesn't hurt, but like you actually,
But I can feel the
yeah,
strength,
normally
yeah.
because and you've got like Andre the Giant size hands, probably, you know,
Right.
like you've got these huge mitts. And this guy's
Right.
hands are pretty big, but they don't compare to a Minotaur's, right?
Right.
But he grips you, and you this is the first human handshake that you felt it.
Right. And with that, Jadek, they're eye locking eyes,
Yeah.
and Jadek will go, I can tell you're a man that could take care of himself, and I want to say I will take care of her for you.
The gods be
And then
with
he-
you.
Okay. And like without
Good response.
saying anything, they do another double pump
Yeah,
and let go simultaneously.
yeah. And then he'll just turn back to Athea and just give a nod. Then he'll turn and walk back toward the Song of Life.
No offense, man, but we probably could have used him. Just saying.
Yeah, Jadek nods. He's like, yeah, we definitely could have used him in a fight.
But we did not need any more
And-
NPCs.
and then like as Jadek turns around, he's like, oh, this hand. Ah.
And you hear this disembodied voice say, "Where are we gonna find a crew then?"
Oh yeah. So this is what I was gonna say. I want to say that when the ship is docked, the ogres were actively putting together a crew. So by the
Makes
time we
Okay,
get
yeah,
there-
that makes sense. And Vanderjack. It was really the Vanderjack is the one
And
who's
Vanderjack,
putting together
right.
the
So
crew. The
Vanderjack
ogres are
heading up.
Yeah, the ogres
The wi-
really are not able to get too far away from the ship. Vanderjack is the one who's had to go and get them food and supplies and find the crew because ogres are not going to be able to wander freely around Palanthas.
Right.
The only reason you've been able to is because of your stature as part of this group and that you've had these writs from Gunther and the Knights of Salamnia.
Right. So yeah, Vanderjack's been out getting together a crew.
Let's
I
talk
wanna- I
about
wanna-
money.
Ooh.
Like how much you have and how much this is going to cost you is my. Gary, we never really rolled your money.
No, we did not.
Roll me 3D100 and then add 20.
Okay, 164.
You have 164 steel, on you.
Okay.
The rest of it you have squirreled away in your secret place.
Indeed.
Prison wallet.
Yeah. Up your butt. No, it's somewhere in a safe place.
You know, it's I've put it on the blockchain.
Yeah.
So there's a block.
By the
that's
way,
on a
you
certain
know,
corner.
yeah, all you have now is 164 steel. What about the rest of you?
I have almost nothing.
It's on my character sheet. I can't open it.
All right. Does
I
anybody-
would. I don't have control of his character sheet. I can't open it.
I'll
I have control over. I have Gorell that I can do stuff with, but not Jadek.
All right, I got it open.
Shouldn't the dragon be kicking in on this?
Yeah.
Oh, well, first of all, she doesn't have any
Palanthas
fucking
itself.
money.
Why not? She's a dragon.
You are so racist.
What are you talking about? Dragon horde. It's a word.
Yeah, that's the racist part. This is not.
Your father's
First of all,
dragon?
she's a good dragon.
Not
Second
that
of
kind
all,
of dragon.
yeah.
Good dragons have hordes too. What are you talking about?
You're thinking of
D&D?
Greyhawk and Forgotten Realms. Anyway,
Oh, those uncivilized Dungeons and Dragons settings.
Jadek has 110 platinum, which is basically I forget what our math was because I totally fucked all this up, but we'll say it's like 85 steel, and he has 108 silver pieces, which is basically 10 more steel. So we'll say 95 steel
That I have on me.
on you. Yeah,
Yeah, I probably will have more on the ship.
on your ship that's floating in the middle of.
No, on the behemoth.
How do you have all the money on the behemoth?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Where did you get it? You commandeered this.
Stole that- First,
First
of
little
all,
bit
we
here, a little
commandeered-
bit there.
You know.
Yeah, we commandeered this thing. We've been pirating along the way.
Yeah.
All right,
It's-
fine.
it's a given
I'll
that
tell
we're
you
pulling
what.
people
You know
over
what?
and
The
shaking
fact
them
that we've
down.
been pirating along the way, which has not happened but sounds cool, we'll say you have an additional 3d20.
3d20. Oh, come on.
All
I need
right.
more than
Give me a
that.
D. All right, give me D100 plus 15. How's that?
I can't roll. I can't
Oh,
do
for fuck's sake!
anything
I'll
on
roll
this
it for.
thing.
Anybody want to roll it for him?
I got it. I'm going to roll it right
Yeah,
now.
I knew Will
Hold on.
I
wanted
mean, I
to
could
roll. I
roll
can see the look
actual
at his eyes.
dice. I have real dice.
Then
You
roll
want to do
real
that?
dice. Tell me what it is.
There you
I don't
go.
care.
There you go. 154.
Plus
All right, there you
15.
go. That's good.
Plus 15.
So
Ooh.
169.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm gonna put that in your gold category.
Gold. That
Okay.
should be steel.
Gold
Steel.
means nothing. That's why I'm putting it in this because I don't have a steel thing on the character sheet.
Oh.
This is shitty TV, by the way, guys. Michael.
Depends who you ask.
Yes.
Depends who you ask. Will, what do you're a barbarian. You got shit. What do you got, Will?
You got it. I don't have nothing to contribute.
Michael, you're
And steel pieces.
you've got more than that. Roll me a
I have
D100. Flat
10.
Flat D100.
All right. $42.
42. I feel like you need another 2d20 on top of that. Because you're a rich guy. You're
16.
All right. So 58. Write that down. And add it to whatever you had before. All right. You guys actually have a good amount of money where you can get a full crew. Isn't platinum the same in DragonLance? Yes, but I already messed it up a long time ago. Considering. So I'm continuing to try to remember how I mess it up by just making up rules as I go along. But yes, you are 100% right on this one. I was wrong a while back, so now I'm just making up shit as I go along.
You know, I really respect that you're going for continuity rather than respecting the rule. It's good.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Eternal logical consistency.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. When the lie becomes the truth. Or something like that. I forget what it is. No,
It is
when the
going to
lie
cost you
becomes
for a
the myth.
full crew. Now, I'm assuming you're not telling them where you're going, because otherwise it's going to cost you more.
Of course not.
They
Yeah,
don't
better-
need to know that.
They
Yeah,
know
better-
it's dangerous.
Hey, wait. Let's.
They,
wait,
they think they're going on
First of all-
tour with the Thea Green Mist.
3 hours. We're going to tell them it's a 3-hour tour. They're going to be back quick.
I'll tell you.
No. Listen. First of all, he was out gathering crew while we were gone.
Right.
So he doesn't even know where we're going.
That's
right?
true.
He's hiring a crew for the ship. So he's probably going around the docks, the dock workers, the bars around there, people who want to get out of this town.
Right, which
So
is a lot
it's
of people.
leaving, just a lot of people, and you, as far as payment goes, it would have been like, this is a pirate ship. You earn what you get.
They are
what you-
absolutely going to ask for something up front. plus commission.
Oh yeah, sure,
Yeah.
sure. They'll get like well, gold means nothing, right?
Yeah,
so they'll
just
get
substitute
probably like
steel for gold.
What does a day
they'll
laborer
probably
get
get like
paid?
5 steel up front.
No,
They'll get like 5 steel up front.
they're
Yeah,
gonna need more than that to get on this boat.
no, 5 steel.
You
up
got 2
front.
ogres with you. That's gonna cost you right there. Like
First, oh no.
this is not. This is. By the way, Kryn
Why
is a
would he tell
really
them-
racist place. Have you the elves, the
Why
dwarves,
would he-
the humans don't
exactly, why
even
would
like
he
each
even
other.
say-
Forget. Then
why
you're
would he
adding in
even say
ogres.
that there are ogres there. Why would he even say there are ogres there?
Once they see them,
His
the price is going to
Vanderjack
go
is-
up before they're not going to get on the boat.
They're gonna get on the boat because they're not gonna see that. How are they gonna see way up there?
They're going to walk
This
right
thing is
off,
huge. You're gonna walk on, and that's it.
and
Then
then
they're
they're
Shanghai.
kidnapped. This is another slavery situation, just like.
they're
This is,
being
I'm sorry,
Shanghai.
indentured
Exa-
servitude because you are giving them something in return.
No. He's right. It's being shanghaied, and they got to work it off.
Yeah, they're being Shanghai. This is what they did. This is what the
This-
British did.
I know.
They did this.
I know
But
they
the
did
British
that.
weren't the heroes that they
they-
led
No,
you to believe.
they weren't. In their book,
Definitely
they were.
not.
Yeah, I know. But you guys are supposed to be the heroes of the Lance. It's written in the
We are
book.
pirates. You are
Hey-
dealing with
hey,
pirates.
Adam.
This is what pirates do.
Oh,
Hey, Adam.
You're going to make Ciderin upset.
Welcome to Michael and Mai's world.
I know.
You're supposed to be the hero.
The thing is, like, wow, this is much more interesting than I was expecting.
Right?
Yeah. You were expecting this run of the mill. And I love, by the way, in the books, they call them unexpected heroes right in the beginning. The characters in those books are, besides Raistlin, are super heroic right off the bat,
Yeah.
right? Even Tanis, who is my favorite character in the books, is very conflicted, and at a time, spoiler alert, chooses lust over heroism for a short period of time. For the most part, they do really heroic shit right off the bat. Like, they're not really that unsuspecting heroes. This group,
Hey,
I'm surprised no one has joined the dragon armies yet.
don't clump me in with those guys. I'm in for shanghaiing, maybe. Just don't tell them where we're going. Give them the money, get them on board, and we'll get the money
Get
back
them on
from
board.
them.
They don't know where they're going.
That's true. All right,
Jack doesn't
roll
know
me
where
a
he's going.
persuade. You can't roll. I'll roll you a persuasion because I have your character sheet.
Hey,
open.
wait,
By the
wait.
way,
I have actual dice.
I'll roll it
What do
then.
you
Yeah,
want me
I'll
to
give
roll?
you your bonus. Your bonus is 0. So just roll your dice.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Hold on. Where's my 20?
Silent Kid Studios. Haven't we all been tennis for a day or two?
I
More than
know,
a day
that's
or two
true.
in my life, dude. Absolutely. Yeah.
19.
This is why I 19. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you convinced these guys for. We're gonna say though it is 10 steel apiece. How many crewmen do you need?
All right, 10 steel apiece, just to get on the boat,
Just to get on the boat.
and they understand that this is a pirate ship.
Yes, these are pirates. You are hiring pirates.
Yes.
Hell
Hell yeah.
Fucking awesome. You're going to need for this size ship. Now you were able to get it here, although it took longer than it should have, and you encountered, some shit along the way. But I would say if you want a full crew, you're gonna need 10 of these guys.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's
100
100
steel.
steel,
Okay.
which is a bargain.
Yeah.
And they all wear red shirts.
No.
Of course they are.
Because of
No,
that was a
not
Star
red
Trek. I'm not a Star Trek fan, but that was a Star Trek reference.
Star Trek
I get it.
original series or Star Trek Next Generation?
Fuck are
Nobody-
you? I don't
nobody
know.
Tell them the difference.
I have no idea. I'm not
I
sure.
was gonna
I
say,
don't know which ones.
obviously their original series. Come on, obviously.
I did see some of the original series when I was a kid. I watched one episode with Gary and some of his friends on his floor in Stanford, University of Miami, where he was an RA. And I was in love with the fact that the way that Patrick Stewart said shuttlecraft. That I kept saying that over and over again until I got kicked out, and I was never allowed to watch any more episodes. I had no idea what was going
Generation, by the way.
on. What was that?
That's Next
That's Next
Generation.
Generation.
That one I know that one's the Next Generation.
Oh, okay.
I just don't know which one all of the red shirts die in.
The
That's the
original
original
series.
Is that the original one?
series.
Yeah.
And in Next Generation, the command staff wear red shirts.
Yes.
Oh, then they probably don't die then, I imagine.
Right.
No, but it's been a continuous joke it's been a callback
Yeah.
in series.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
You know,
Because
since-
I know the joke, and I'm not a Star Trek fan.
Yeah, it's a continuous joke. Yeah,
Although the Star Trek experience thing in Vegas was kind of fun.
that was awesome. That was.
And I actually learned a lot about it by there was no line, but Gary was there with me, and we just read all of that timeline thing that they had on the line there. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was the best. Well, 3 days. I paid for 1 day and got to go 3 days. That was the best.
That is pretty good.
I got there. It was later when I got there, so they told me I could come back the next day. The next day, one of the rides was down, so they gave me a coupon to come back again the next day. So I paid for 1
lot
day.
of Star Trek
Got to
on
go
it
3
then.
days.
Nice.
Pretty good. But
All
anyway,
right.
that was a cool
So I got my crew.
thing. We got
I
your
got my
crew.
10 crew.
So take off. Are you paying for all of it? Because you can and still have
Well,
plenty of money left.
I would like to think I gave Vanderjack a bag of,
Oh, that
Steel
would be a
people.
mistake.
Yeah.
and I'm just like, this is all you're getting.
All right.
Get me a crew.
I'm taking another 20 off.
I'm sure he skimmed some off the top,
Yeah.
which is why they were only getting 10.
Yeah. Bless you.
Bless you.
All right, you're down to 49 steel, 110 platinum, 108 silver.
Fine.
But you still have plenty of cash.
Yeah.
And we've had very few opportunities to spend it here. Is there anything you guys want to buy, speaking of which, in the city before you leave? Now, they're obviously, it's wartime, so supplies are fairly limited. That being said, there are places where you can buy weapons or armor and stuff like that. It is theoretically possible. We'll give you a % chance if you're looking for some sort of magical item or anything like that. It'll be very, very rare, but you have a % chance of getting it. Is there anything you guys want besides regular supplies? If so, we'll take
No.
depending on how much supplies and food you need. I mean, you're probably looking at 25, 30 steel there as well.
I think I would be stopping by one of the a couple of the clothiers and fabric stores that she tends to frequent to get a few silks and just little pieces that'll accent a room. She looks for some general purposey kind of stuff for that.
Got it. We'll say that's going to be for your taste. Probably a good 3 steel. Nothing too expensive, but.
A hog's
but
head
more
of
expensive
some,
than that
some
would
little,
normally be. Yeah.
A couple, let's say, incenses or other scent covering things.
Yeah. Then I would just take off another couple of silver.
a hog's head of elven wine.
Oof. That's in Palanthus. That is going to cost a pretty penny. That is going to be 12 silver.
Yes, it's got to be the good stuff.
Yeah, that's what you're getting. You're getting the best of the best.
That's like
I'm
a
not
quarter
silver.
of
I
wine,
meant steel.
so-
That's a.
You said
import.
silver.
I did, and I corrected myself in the nick of time.
That's like a quarter ton of wine. So
Yeah, that's a lot.
a lot of wine,
12
so.
steel.
So yeah.
Chris Andrews says she likes to look nice when she's about to meet bloodthirsty pirates and ogres.
Yeah.
All right.
Silks
Anything
are not for me. They're for my room. They're for
decorative. They're decorative. I
Yeah,
guess.
it's decoration. It does not
Yeah.
clothing.
All right. Anything else anybody needs?
I I mean, I'm assuming we're getting rations and all that good stuff.
Yeah, that's part of that 30 steel. That is for the group to figure out how to disseminate, but that's supply, just general supplies and food. For enough for all of you, including your crew and everything to eat and whatever. And like any mundane item in the torches, ropes, pitons, hammers, all of that would be included. Anything you want there would be included in that 30 steel, along with food and rations.
I should be good.
I think Jadek would have commissioned some more of those explosive.
That was that has been being worked on. So that's all you've gotten were those 5.
Okay.
Oh, I think I would have spent some time with that.
And you paid for those already. I'm sorry, what, Michael?
I was gonna say I think I would have spent some time with one of those 2 spell books, figuring them out.
You haven't had time yet, but you could certainly do that once you take off on the ship. Sure.
I definitely would spend some time on those spell books.
Yeah. I was hoping you would. All right. Anything else? A boat repair kit. Chris Andrew suggests.
A boat repair.
That's pretty good idea.
And then he says, "I'm surprised Jadek isn't at the casino with his money. He was earlier, so he did. That was the first thing he did when he got off the boat."
No, I think White Star Line, I believe, makes the best boat repair kits.
White Star.
All right, you guys ready to take off?
I think so.
Yeah, sure.
All right. The boat is repaired. You do have your explosive harpoons. There are 5 of them. We'll get to what damage that does once you use them, because there's going to be some rolls involved.
Sure.
But I have mapped that out already. Lifeboats? Yeah, well, you basically have like one lifeboat big enough for the entire actual party with names, including Vanderjack. And
NPCs with
Flapjack
names?
and Slim. I mean, Fatboy and Slim. Flapjack's dead. Sorry, what?
NPCs with names as well?
Yes, well, Flint has a lot of plot armor, so...
Is Tasselhoff with us, or did he wander off again?
Great question. Roll me a percentile die and tell me high or low.
Low.
Now, do you want him with you or not?
Well, he's always good for entertainment.
All right.
And he's come in handy a couple times.
Well, yeah.
He is with you then. He has not. There have been times during this where you've had to stop and go to the Palanthus prison and bail him out. But he is with you at the moment.
We just wave our little.
It's got to be the usual. If he goes missing, somebody checks the prison.
Yes, and as you're walking back after bailing him out, I have to say, I have been in prisons all over Abanansinia, and Palanthus really has the nicest ones. The food is very good, they're very clean, all of the guards are very friendly, even to Kender.
Yes,
It's good to know.
He continues to tell you all about the benefits of being jailed in a Palanthus prison. And then he'll start talking about the prisons in Haven, and et cetera. So.
That's about the time that I duck into a clothier shop and get a whole new outfit.
All right. So you guys got your supplies, you got your food, you got your crew, you got your Tasselhoff. You head out. You are escorted by what would in today's world be called the pilot ship. But there's sort of that pilot ship, and there are 2 of the naval ships that are escorting you on either side as well. And they will follow you out of I always forget what this is called. I'm zooming in for those of you. The Gates of Paladine. I don't know why I forgot that part. So basically, you're being birthed from the city of Palanthas into the Bay of Broncala.
That's correct terminology.
And it's called a birth as a ship.
It is.
Yeah, like I wasn't.
It
was a complete double entendre, guys.
It's the middle school giggling that goes along with it. That
Right,
just
because
doesn't-
it looks like but the way this map is, for those of you listening to the podcast,
what's it look
the
like?
map is squished because it's much more rectangular than the map is, which the map normally would be more square. So the Vanguard Mountain surrounding Palanthas, it looks like a vagina. Is really what we're saying. So
No, we're. That's what you're saying.
Gary, am I wrong?
Oh no, I believe that was a consensus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heathens.
Well, it's been so long for Will that he just doesn't remember what they look like.
He's never actually found Palanthas.
There's so many jokes. But gotta keep it clean.
We've done much worse than this.
I
Yes.
tell you what, you can buy a lot for 20 steel in Palanthas, okay? Just saying.
Oh.
All right, let's move on.
All right.
Yes. For those of you who enjoy this kind of humor, look for the Downroll episode about playing Raw, where Will tries.
No,
Will
don't.
does yeoman's work
Don't.
trying to explain the difference between rules as written and rules as intended. And I constantly interrupt him about how I enjoy just role-playing Raw.
It's just like him saying space shuttle or whatever the hell you were saying before.
Shuttlecraft.
There you go. It's pretty much just, but the entire episode.
It is the funniest downroll we have, and we have some great downroll episodes.
Is it better than sucked off the platform?
Oh, that was pretty good. that was. I don't know. I think it's about even. I had forgotten about that one already.
I was not going to remind you. Thanks, Michael.
That was classic. Anyway, guys, join me for comedy nights here on Fridays. All right. At this point, we fucked around quite a bit and played very little, but we are close to time. And at this point, we are sailing off through the Bay of Broncala. We are going to go west around Zeboin's Deep and basically down through the Bay of Monsters as we then continue through Cape Kargoth toward the New Sea and finally into Sanction.
So,
yes.
I'm just wondering, how long of a journey would that normally be? And I'm assuming our sea captain would have an idea of like how long of a journey that is normal.
It's because I have no idea how time works. Period.
About
in real
2
life.
days. 2 days.
I'm guessing a month.
I'll tell you what, you go a little above the speed limit, it's about 30 minutes, huh? Tide Pool of Dreams is rating with a party of 6 once again as we are leaving.
As we're
Huzzah!
wrapping it
Huzzah!
up, yeah.
Thank you.
I was
But I
gonna
would
say,
think that would
Huzzah,
take
thank you.
take a couple of months probably to sail all that way.
Right,
That's a
we're
long
going to say
way.
it's going to take a couple of weeks because
weeks.
Because it's
Okay.
a big ship with big sails.
That
yes.
sounds fair.
But that doesn't mean it goes faster than the wind. But
It's
Absolutely
called
does.
Not faster than the wind. It just catches a
additive,
lot of the
yeah.
wind.
you know, I'm sure Fog Song is helping by casting various spells to make it go faster. So
Sure.
Sure. And it's called
Like
Suspension of Disbelief,
before.
by the way.
Also, the crew is working much harder because Athea spends some time on the deck playing sometimes and is just raising spirits and making everybody do their job so well.
Yeah, and the
And
ogres are threatening their
occasionally-
lives.
occasionally some elven wine might even get doled out.
Bromenard says, I believe it says in the module. I'm going to look at the module, and I'm going to call your bluff on this, Bromenard. Oh, shit. He's right.
It wasn't even hard to find.
You found that right away.
The first thing, I didn't even turn the page. The first thing I can't show it because my background is blurred. The journey to Sanction by sea takes 8 weeks.
2 months. That's what I said.
Is exactly right, Michael. This is how you can tell an actual DM from some idiot pretending to DM on a stream who doesn't know what he's doing. So yeah, it's 2 months, guys. So, of course, look at it. Look at the distance. Let me zoom out. Of course, that's 2 months. That's a long way.
Yeah.
By the way, there is no way we are playing every day of these 2 months. We are going to be skipping ahead a lot.
We're pirating along the way. We're pirating
A1,
along the way.
not
You're
much
pirating
to,
along
to
the
write.
way, yes,
Dear,
off screen.
Dear Diary, getting really sick of...
You know what, though? You could just have that dragon fly us there.
The dragon
Same.
isn't going with you, and she's not a dragon as far as
Right.
you know.
She passes by, drops us off.
She's not helping. And by the way,
This is why they're dying, and their
Nobody
kids are
else
being turned
knows
into
the
Chacodis.
dragon.
those are the eggs. They
Nobody
haven't
else
even
knows
born yet.
Dragon.
What was that, Cam-chan?
I said nobody else knows she's a dragon.
No,
You do.
Right? I know.
Yeah, but you and Flint are the only ones that
Braddock
do.
and Flint, but they're not gonna.
No,
out her in
she
front of everybody.
she asked you to keep that secret.
Right, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like nobody else knows she's a dragon,
Yeah.
so that would never come up.
Sidran says, gotta love prepared DMs. You do. You really do. I'm not one of them, which is why I always appreciate them when I play with them. All right. Well, anyway, we've got 2 months of seafaring in our future.
Are you sure about that?
Nope.
So the next
you know,
4 or 5 sessions are just going to be going around and pirating.
And pirating.
Wait,
We've
right?
got-
Pirating.
I think that could all be hand waved into about 10 minutes. Couple dice rolls.
I feel like we've already hand waved it.
Oh.
There will
That's
be
kind of
some
sad.
sort of open sea something. We'll let you pirate, maybe.
Okay.
There'll be some sort of battle.
Huzzah!
Huzzah.
Oh, jeez.
And then we'll just get to the fucking place we're going to because
Okay.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
we're
10,
marching
15
toward
minutes.
100, guys.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, I don't want the 100th episode of us being on a ship
Chris
So the
Andrew.
next
playing
60
cards
episode,
and pirating on the way.
Wait, hold on. An entire our 100th episode just being us being completely at loose ends, not doing any of the module stuff would be perfectly representative of what we
It
are
would-
as a stream.
Right.
He's
that's-
right.
I'd like to do something better for a change.
Like get dressed up as
Wow.
pirates and go pirating,
I would like to do that in real life.
I
right?
used to have the hat, but I don't think I have one anymore.
100th on Talk Like a Pirate Day. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and others, to Atomic Peanut Butter Presents Pirate Day.
There you go. Well, we got to do that next year then.
Yes, next year we'll do. We'll make sure we play on Talk Like a Pirate Day release day.
Yeah, we
close.
can
September
do a
19th,
flashback to this
2023.
content.
What is it?
September 19th.
September? We missed that?
You just missed it.
Damn it. Missed opportunity.
Well,
Oh, well.
Anyway, thank you guys, and I'm sorry for that you raided into us as we were leaving, but we appreciate you coming in. For those of you who are left, if any of you are,
they were smart. They just left.
if they were smart, they're watching people play D&D on Twitch, so who can say? But yeah,
Hey, that's just kind of mean. I would apologize.
This is what you get for watching us here in Atomic Peanut Butter Group. When have I been nice to anybody in chat?
I
No.
don't know.
I
There
don't
was that
think-
one time.
I don't think Chad is exclusive to this.
That's fair. That is fair. When have I been nice? Period, I suppose, is what I should say. Gary's known me the longest. Kemchan the second longest.
Have you
I've
ever
been-
seen him accidentally be nice?
Accidentally, probably.
Accidentally?
Sure.
Accidentally,
No,
sure.
On purpose, but rarely.
Yeah. And mostly to impress somebody, probably.
That is also fair.
Yeah.
That's
Anyway, guys, thank you for hanging out with us on D&D Friday for Atomic Peanut Butter presents DragonLance: Dragons of Deceit, Part 1. I think we'll be back next week as long as I can talk my wife into picking up my daughter from her rehearsal. Otherwise, it might be the following week. But, yeah, we're just getting going. This is our 10th module, and I say our 10th, and you say, you can't count, you idiot, because you're on DL9. Well, we already did DL10, because I couldn't count back then, like 2 years ago, whenever we did that. So we're moving forward. We're marching toward 100. We're getting close to the end of these modules, which will still be like 3 years. But we're having fun along the way. So, again, check us out. We have a lot of giveaways for our 100th episode. We're at 95 now, guys. It's four more episodes, right? Four more episodes.
You tell me, man.
This was 94.
I thought you said there was
No,
five
this is
and
95.
after today.
That's not what Twitch says.
Oh, did I fuck that up? I can tell you in a second. Hold on.
Anyway, when we're not playing this,
Thank you,
we
Gary.
are on Fridays still having our Eberron campaign, More Grave Mythos, which has now just moved over to Ravenloft. So we will be, for the next several sessions at least, having that campaign going through Ravenloft. Our adventurers just had a whole session of bouncing around Doctor Who style in their magnificent mansion.
There's not a lot of Morgrave in the mythos, though, is there? So,
We haven't
you know,
gotten to it.
No, and also our subtitle will be kind of changing now to
Yeah.
Ravenloft Morning Mists.
Right.
mythos.
The good thing
You gotta
is
have
I
the
already have an
mythos in
opening
there,
credit
right?
scene for that.
Exactly.
So anyway, check that out when we're not playing this and we're not doing nothing. Did I get that double negative right? I think I did.
Sure.
So yes, I did incorrectly mislabel this. We are at episode 95, not 94. So there are
Okay.
4 episodes left before things implode at episode 100. But anyway, guys, thank you again for hanging out with us. Ravenloft has more graves. Does that count? Very good pun, Chris Andrew. That was a very good pun. As my grandmother would say, whenever I told a joke, she wouldn't laugh, but she would say, "Very good, Adam. Very good." So very good, Chris Andrew. Very good.
That explains so much about you.
Adam could use more hugs.
I could.
Yeah, more
I just
more
want-
laughter.
Just
and
laugh
more
at
hugs.
just laugh at my jokes, people. That's all I ask.
Or you know he's funny every once in a while when he's been drinking his rum.
There you go. Look at this. Talk like a pirate day is today, motherfuckers. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. We will see you next time. Well, I should say for Gaz, Kemchan, Michael, and Will Dot Player.
Pew, 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 pew.
Anticlimactic. I am Adam saying good night. Be safe out there. Be kind to one another. And we will see you next time on Dragonlance. Bye, guys.
Finish it.
Silent Kid Studios is very good at it. Thank you for that affirmation.